What we have here, besides a failure to communicate, is a Crosse technology BC700 rechargeable battery charger. Model BC700 for NiCad, nickel metal hydride, AA, AAA. 300 to 3000 milliamp hours. For indoor use only, police. And the reason I have it here on the bench is because it's being a bitch. I've had problems with this since the day I bought it, or very soon after the day I bought it. It charges, reconditions, does all that fine. Have no complaint on how it does its job. But the problem are these buttons, as many owners of these guys already know. They stop working after a while. Let me apply some power, and I'll show you if I can before I tear it apart. Before I fix it, I'll show you how it's broke. So I've got it set to charge at 200 milliamps, which is fine. That's the default. You can go, I think you can change it to 500 or 700 or even higher than that, so it'll charge faster. But I never need a fast charge because I have plenty of these batteries around, so 200 is fine. But every now and then I want to do a refresh cycle where it completely discharges it and recharges it, especially if the battery's been sitting for a while or some of them are getting older. And these mode buttons stop working. You're supposed to be able to pick the bay that the battery is in and then cycle through the different modes. And these buttons have a habit of, see, the display is working fine. It's cycling through all the different things that it will display. But mode is not. But yeah, the mode just, I've always had issues with it. And a lot of people have issues with it. So, I'm going to crack this guy open. Because the research I've done on this points to the fact that it's a cheap little metal disc switch. A little convex metal disc. And if any of you have repaired electronics or electronic devices before, you're probably very familiar with these types of switches. It's just a little metal disc that's convex, and it sits on top of a conductor, and whenever you press it, the center part of the convexity goes down and makes contact and completes the circuit. And then it pops back up because it's basically acts as its own spring-loaded self-returning mechanism. That's what's happening. These are just cheap little plastic sitting on top of 3 of those convex discs down on the printed circuit board. There we go. Get the back off. Right there. And the battery's plugging in this side. Yes, I just put the video today. Hopefully it's put the video. This Sunday I'm tired and not doing much. I thought I might just do this quick little repair job / video project. There we go. So there's basically the unit, and here's the top part. You can see the buttons are just plastic with little nubs that fit through and go in and make contact. And here are the mode buttons, and they just go through and make contact with these little discs. And so yeah, here are these little discs here on the PCB, which correspond to the 3 switches. And it's just a convex little disc there. And the switch goes down and just sits on top, that little plastic sits on top of it and just pushes it down and it makes contact. Now, from what I understand, these get a little oxidation in there and stop making good contact. Same type switches up here that let you choose which battery bay you're working with. But I haven't had a problem with them. And see if I can look at this and flip it over without spilling these buttons out of here. So yeah, the mode is all the way on the right. The mode all the way on the right. So the mode is the main one I'm having a problem with. Although I'll freshen up all of them, but it's mainly the mode. So it's mainly this guy. It looks like yeah, that little jobber is basically a triangular piece. There's two legs on the bottom and no leg on the top. Yeah, we got two holes on the bottom and no hole on the top, so it's designed that way. And it's just designed to complete the circuit when you mash it. I don't see any oxidation, so anything that's there is virtually invisible. Maybe just dust, who knows. The bottom line is it's a cheap switch. These little kinds of switches are just a cheap switch. It's a poor switch. So what I'll probably do is just clean this up with some rubbing alcohol and reassemble it. That's what I'm going to do for now. Clean it up, reassemble it, and see how that goes. If it doesn't fix it at all, or if it fixes it but it fails again in a few months, then I may look at a more permanent solution, i.e. installing a by God actual push button switch in place of these cheesy little switches. But for now, we're going to take the easy way out because, well, hey, that's just in my nature. When in doubt, I take the easy way out. Got me a rock and roll band. It's a free-for-all. So as I used to do back in my younger days, whenever I had a problem, I just would apply liberal amounts of alcohol to it and see if the problem would go away. So that's what we're going to do here. There. I applied a liberal amount of alcohol. We will also apply a liberal amount of alcohol to the business side of these little triangular discs. If a disc can be said to be triangular, because a disc is actually round angular. Stop typing, it's a word, look it up. So we'll clean these off, reassemble it. 99% isopropyl alcohol and a toothbrush. I'll brush my teeth with it, clean them up a little bit. Good to go. So that's the easy way out. The easy way out being my favorite way out. So I got these in. It wasn't pretty, but I got these discs back in. I've used the toothbrush and some rubbing alcohol to clean these 4 discs up here, disc switches, contact switches. I didn't take them out. Didn't need any more of that headache. Okay, that mode button is working. It is now in discharge refresh mode. So that mode button was not working before. I was pushing the shit out of it and couldn't get it to work. And I read online people having to push it really hard or push it really hard and wiggle it around. It's just a bad design. It's just a cheap design. We'll see how long this lasts. But my bet is it fails again. And when it fails again, I will be replacing all 3 of these with actual switches. I'll take out these little plastic buttons here, maybe glue in a panel or something there, and then just drill holes and mount actual by God push button switches in there and wire that down to the PCB, and then I won't have to worry about that failing ever again. Poor design, but it costs 33 bucks. Other than that, it seems to work very well. So there you go. We're done, son.
Don't judge me. I have needs, man.